the most respected CEO in Korea, Chairman Park Han-gil, is here. Please welcome him. Please give him a big hand and some noise for 3 seconds. Congratulations, new masters. And 조만순 and 홍원표 crown masters, their fried chickens, and the lady who used to fry the chickens now playing the flutes. Is there any connection between a flute and fried chicken? And Kim Jong-im, she says she's a diva. I really love her pictures, and with Hong Song-pyo, he used to be a cook for a Japanese restaurant, and he used to be very, very against her, but he's now very supporting, which is also a miracle. The entire family has become a successful people, and it is really, really rewarding for every one of us, and I'm happy to see them. And we donated $14 million to Compassion, and I'm also happy to do so. There is a saying that goes, rather than taker, a giver has more blessing. Try and give something to others. You will definitely feel a lot happier than you would do when you receive something from others. And I was really, really touched by the lady, blinded lady, and I listened to her. She has the disability. She's a disabled person, but she is supporting a child in Compassion. Isn't it really, really touching? Well, and then how about you? You have the very healthy 2 eyes, right? Promise me you would support at least one child today. Money is a lot valuable when you spend well rather than earning a lot. So giver will have a luck. I think Ji-won, she's name is Ji-won, the blinded girl. And I want to give her $100K. So she has a sister, and her parents don't have any disability, but the 2 of their daughters are all blinded. You think that you have a lot of difficulties, but your situation is a lot better than Ji-won, right? You're not blinded, and if you cannot become successful at Atomy, then that's also a miracle. That's really, really awkward. You don't really have to say, I'm not in a good condition, I'm not in a good environment. Don't do that. I really hope that you can do your best, become successful, and feel the happiness while helping others. Last year, I donated $12 million, but this time $14 million. The $12 million or for the children who are suffering from the natural disasters, because last year we saw a lot of natural disasters around the world, and we just felt that there will be a lot of children suffering from natural disasters. But this time we heard a new news. It's not actually new thing, but it was new for me. So sponsors provide $50 for one child, and that means they can have a full meal, one meal for a day. But when they become ill, they have to have a surgery, right? That requires a lot of money, and compassion has a lot of difficulty because of lack of funds. And there is a saying that goes, you should not have a debt except for the debt for compassion and love. And I asked him how much money he needs, and he said $14 million. And fortunately, I got about $15 million as a dividend. So I paid the tax 50%. And I just put the money in the bank account, and I just put the $7 million in the bank account, and I got about $200K every year as an interest. But I feel a little bit bad about it, but I decided to donate that money to Compassion. And Atomy also decided to donate another $7 million, a total of $14 million. You might ask, how come you get to earn a lot of money in dividend? I didn't really want it, but the government tells some companies to provide the dividend for the stakeholders, because that way the government can also earn tax. And the authorities don't really like the companies to provide the dividend directly to the stakeholders. So I knew that. So because if a company donate the entire dividend, then the government cannot get any tax. So I paid the 50% of the dividend as a tax, and I also donated the remaining half to Compassion. And I actually reviewed the list, and I realized that I cannot actually reduce the amount. So we decided to donate $14 million. And I was heard that actually the lists, among the lists, there were something that can be reduced, that can be skipped, right? So I'm a little bit nervous, but all the things have become news already, and everyone knows it, so we cannot cancel the donation. So individually, you might lose some energy. You might be discouraged. So we are told that we should have a positive thinking, right? Not negative thinking. Is there anyone who don't really know this principle? You should have a positive thinking rather than negative ones. This is what everyone knows. But in reality, how do you do? You are not having a positive thinking. Rather, you are thinking about all the negative things. That is why your life is moving toward a negative direction. When you are stuck in a cave, you can see a small light far away from you, right? Then you should think that I should run toward that light. But most of the people actually say that everywhere is very dark, but that light is just 1% of the darkness, and I cannot get out of the cave, and they give up. So think about it. It's quite natural. You should move toward that small light. But most of the people just think that 99% of the world is dark. Can we really move out of the cave by walking toward the small light? But take a look at yourself. You were still concerned about the 99% of darkness and negative thinking. You ask yourself, there are a lot of people who are not successful. That's right. It's not that everyone can become successful. That is not real success. If everyone in the world becomes successful, then that success doesn't mean anything. Because if you become successful, then you might need some people who would cook for yourself. Then if everyone is successful in the world, then there will be no one who can cook for you. So the nature of success is that this is something that only a few people can have. You are the fool if you believe I will not give it a try because not all the people can become successful. Then you should change your mind into a positive one. You should believe that this is natural, that not everyone is successful, and I will become that successful one. You should have the positive thinking, and this can be done by writing down the life scenario. We have the new master who used to be a restaurant owner of fried chickens, but now she is playing a flute. Can you find any fried chicken restaurant owner who is playing the flute? There is only a few, not many people in the world, and she's saying that she wants to become a painter. It's amazing. I'm so excited to see her paint. Have you ever seen a fried chicken owner lady who played paint, who draw paint? No way. But that special person becomes crown master, and that's what you have to do. You should have a rare dream. You should have your dream to earn $40,000 a month. And this is a rare dream because not many people really have that dream. It doesn't really matter how many people are pursuing that big dream. It matters that you have only one, that one person who became very successful from an average lady.
Just write off your life scenario and then just take it up. You have to squeeze it. You just hold it firmly. Okay? So that this kind of thing can happen to you. It is a wonderful thing. You have to live a life while making the miracles happen. The poorer you are, the more financially challenged you are, the better for you from now on. Later on in the future, with this face, looking this, I was able to sell cosmetics. You can say later in Europe, you sold products. In Europe, I sold products in Europe. You can just boast about it. You should live such a wonderful life, but to do that, you have to dream it. That's the more important thing. 10 years ago, I was poor. I was renting a small studio house. And in that room, in that studio apartment, I was just dreaming. I could donate huge amount of money just like I did today. Imperial Masters, how many people? More than 10 Imperial Masters have been produced, right? So that's kind of huge money. How can I deliver this? So I just weigh $1,000 and then I multiply that number. I multiply to that number. I just think about the past. Think about my past when I was poor. And then I was considering how to deliver the amount of money. And at 3 a.m., I can just use an equipment, like a vehicle, to transport the money. I went to bed at 3 a.m. thinking about how. And these kind of people, I might be a weird person. I might look very strange to all the other people thinking about this kind of thing. I was in a very small, cheap, rented studio apartment, but I was thinking about how I can deliver or transport huge amount of money as a donation. That kind of people become successful. If we have also tomorrow, just like before COVID, we would have talked more and more, even longer, but we don't have accommodations. But tomorrow we have the Bible study and Bible time, and next week on Thursday and Friday, here at this place, in this hall, for 2 days, we are going to do some Bible event as well. Father Cho Jung-mi is also going to be there, the pastor, and he is also going to join. He must be more than 70 years old, and he has very much experience. He is very much experienced, so he's going to share with us a lot of amazing stories. So please look forward to it. Of course, we have to become successful. However, we are all going to die one day, right? So, rather than just biological being, human being, we have another life. That is the life owned by God. So if we only have bios as a biological life, we don't have the clear answer. We cannot answer to all questions because the bios life, while we hold it, we have to get eternity. That's the most important purpose. I am the chairman of Atomy. I'm going to die anyway, right? So you have to think about why. What is life in the first place? So for the 2 days, we are going to think deeply about it. So if we're prepared to die when living, we're always happy. That's based on that mindset we have to live our life. If not, the shadow of the death will be there. Even if I'm rich, I'm going to die anyway. So this kind of dark process will happen to you. So the life and the light from the Bible could also reach your heart, hopefully. So with that in mind, we are going to do the class. So next Thursday and Friday, I hope all of you can be here. That ends my speech. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, please give Chairman Park Han-gil a big hand for his remarkable speech. When you go home after the academy, please write off your life scenario and please participate in the Bible class as well. So we